Hello, Joycelyn. Thank you so much for coming on the Polkaros Podcast today. So would you like to share with our listeners what you do?
Hi everyone, I'm Joycelyn and I'm a miniature food artist, sculptor you might call it. Yeah, so I've been doing this since 2009.
Yes, wow. Actually, I've been following you since then. I think we have been friends on Instagram. So your handle is iClay, right? So when you started the Instagram page and everything, did you already have the brand iClay or how did it all start?
It started when I was in uni. Yeah, like I had some free time and then I remember it started with Play with Clay.
Oh.
Yeah, then I probably did that for like maybe up to a year, probably, where I was just accepting commissions because that time they had like blogs.
Oh, did you also have your own blog?
Yeah, I had blogs. Then that was how internet was, right?
Yes,
there was no like social media platform. Yeah, so and then I just posted like pictures of like random things I was doing with my boyfriend then, with my husband now. Yeah, so it's like we just played with like air dry clay. Yeah, really like during school holidays, we just played with it. Then we just posted. Then I think slowly I just started doing things for friends. Then you have like customizations and little animal sculptures and everything. Oh. Yeah, then random people like, I think there's a comment board or something that you can leave and then you'll be like, hey, can I buy this for my friend? Can I reach out to you? Like, how do I order something?
From the start, you were already working with clay. Like, air dry clay was like your go-to, like just naturally drawn to it from the start.
Yeah, because I think we were just walking around Art Friend. Then we chanced upon a pack of air dry clay. Yeah. But of course, if you talk about crafting itself, from young, I kind of like to craft. Yeah. So I like draw and like do. I remember me and my mom did a lot of those. I don't know whether you did it before, but you sit in the studio and then you cut up like, there's this like they have like many copies of prints. And like, there's normally some like very cute child.
I think so.
You did it before?
Is it?
Then you use like a very sharp like pen knife and then you cut out different parts of it and then you use the 3D glue to like stick and
fill it in, right? Is it?
No, then you stick it like, so like the part of the hand and all. Okay, anyway, in the end it will be like a print, like you frame up. It's actually quite nice, yeah.
Is it like stained glass? Does it look like stained glass a bit or not?
No, just that you frame it up.
Okay, just frame it up. I want to have a look at that. So that was what you did when you were young.
Yeah, I remember doing a lot of that.
Wow,
yeah.
Okay. Then, so from like making miniature, like it wasn't the miniature that you're doing now, right? At that time on the blog, were you already making such small things?
I started quite small. Yeah, I mean, it's quite economical lah. Then you can do a lot. Yeah, but I remember doing a lot more animals as compared to now where I
like realistic looking animals or stylized?
They just look very cartoonized.
Like cute ones.
Yeah. Don't have the techniques for
and you were painting on them at the time, air dry clay. So
no. I hardly used other mediums, so it was a lot of mixing also. Oh. Yeah, mixing but I remember doing like little biscuits and like hot dog buns, this kind of thing. Yeah.
Oh, so that was not polymer clay yet, right? At the time, so it's like air dry clay. So, but mixing, like painting the colors on, like or just white.
So they have like different colors also. Yeah, for air dry clay, so you can actually mix.
So I think it's quite light ones, is it? Like
they're very light and bouncy. More like marketed towards kids, I feel.
Oh, like the bouncy ones. Yeah, I love those. It's very cute and fun. Okay, so then from there, how did you transition to working with polymer clay? Like,
I think as I continued to do, and then I like started to do more for like as orders and everything, right? I decided to take it a bit more seriously. Yeah, then I somehow chanced upon a US artist, I think. Yeah, then if I'm not wrong, I think her name is Angie Scar. She was probably one of the very, very pioneer in miniature food sculpting. So, and then I remember there was like a picture that really intrigued me, which was a picture of miniature orange, like realistic orange. And then it was really tiny. She was probably holding in her hands or something, but it was peeled. So it's like you could see the
inside,
the white color peel and then like the juicy orange flesh and everything. Yeah, so I was like, wow, how did she do this?
Yes.
Yeah, and then I think she shared like tutorials, like picture tutorials and all. Like back then, to have video reels or to have, but but from there, I was like, hey, okay, interesting. Then I think that's probably when I started going to polymer clay itself.
Oh, okay. So when did you decide to make like iClay like a real business from like just sharing?
So I was doing like not really part-time lah, but I was doing it for like extra pocket money in uni.
Okay.
Yeah. Then after that, I worked for a year in ESPN. Yeah. Then, but while I was working, I was also doing like orders here on and off. So every time when I'm working full time, I will still be thinking about, what I can be doing, all the possibilities that I can do with like my brand. Yeah.
So at that time, you were doing, meaning like you were making a commission orders and pieces. Okay. And did you like just make and post somewhere and then people would order it?
Yeah. I remember it's probably called playwithclay.blogspot.com.
Yeah, I'm sure some of the listeners might actually remember, we have like people from that time as well. Like, wow, it's okay. So when you were in ASBN, just a little background, what were you working as? Like,
I studied communications and new media in uni. So I worked it's called scheduling executive. So you arrange advertisements. Yeah. Actually, it's a lot of looking at Excel sheets.
Oh, okay. So not really design.
No, actually it's not design related.
So then when did you decide to go full time to work on iClay?
I probably worked only 1 year. So every time I tell people, say, actually my entire life I only kind of worked 1 year under someone. Yeah. Yeah. And then that was when after I decided, because I think when you're working for someone, you won't be hungry enough and you don't have the time and the headspace. Like after you're like 6 o'clock, you knock off and then you go back home. You won't really feel like opening up the clay. You just want to just rest, eat or dinner. Yeah. So I decided, okay, I need to be hungry enough in a way and to free up my time. Yeah. So that's why I decided, okay, let me just go for this full time.
Wow. So what do you love most about this clay medium? Like you think that you enjoy so much working with?
For polymer clay, so the reason why I went from air dry to polymer clay because it's can give you a lot more realistic effects. Yeah. And then I love the fact that the working time is forever. I feel it's almost forever.
Oh yeah, it doesn't dry up.
Yeah, you can just leave it there. It does dry up to a certain extent. So if you, like the very surface will dry up a little bit. So if it will get a bit more crackly if you want, then you need to soften it. Yeah, things like that. It's very, there's a lot of things you can even add like things you want, elements into it. Yeah.
Like do you combine other mediums or is it just solely clay? Like you just stick with polymer?
For me, I'm not a very because I think they're different kind of artists. Some artists like they have a lot of patience for R&D. Yeah. But for me, I'm not that kind. Like, so for me, I'm like, okay, I'll just do the try and test it. I know polymer clay will work okay with polymer clay. So I try to stay with that. But once in a while, I have done things like mix a bit of oil paint or acrylic paint into something. Like, for example, like for example, I just did satay, right? Yeah, like miniature satay. Then you will like have to put acrylic paint to paint the chart areas, kind of things. Yeah.
Okay. Like to bring up the realistic effect. Okay. So when you decided to leave your job to start iClay, right? How did you approach this business, like to start it?
I think back then, naturally, you'll be very, very driven. Yeah. A bit hard to remember because it's been very long, but
like, was it mainly like selling? I mean, not selling, but like posting just project, like ready-made things.
Yeah, correct. And I think back then, because the orders definitely, because you're just starting out, right? Nobody really knows you. So it's a lot of my own ideas. So I'll make like 10 things and then I'll just put it, they'll be like, and I'll put the prices there and then people just buy.
Are they all like pre-orders or do you make like a few pieces?
I think I made like in stock.
Wow.
Yeah. Then, I mean, the pre-orders part will be that's what my goal is lah, because that means I ran out of my stock already.
Oh, yeah. I see. So when you run out, you might still put it as a pre-order. Okay. And how long does it take to make one of those items, for example, that you were trying to listing? Yeah.
Like for example, like I had like apple charms, this kind of thing. Yeah. Then those are probably like the considerably the easier ones. So maybe minimum, I would say 2 hours. Yeah, 2 hours.
2 hours per piece.
For very simple ones. But it was back then.
Yeah.
I think now because I will try to achieve like more realism and everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you actually take longer.
Yeah. Now at least like I feel like if it's something I've done before, then at a few hours at a minimum. Yeah.
Okay. So at first you were putting up like all this ready-made stuff. And then when do you start like, running workshops or even like I saw that you have a clay kit. Like how did that happen? Was it right from the beginning?
I think probably a few years into making items and then definitely there will be people who come up to you and say they don't want to buy something from me, but they want to learn to make their own. Yeah. Then just play around with the idea of, hey, why not I start designing workshops? Yeah. Then, with that, then once I started teaching, right? And then people will be like, how can I like bring it home to like do myself? And then they'll ask you about, so when I'm teaching, then because there are many, many things involved in a workshop, right? Then they'll be like, where do I get this brush? Where do I get this clay? Where do I get this blade, for example? So every time I have to tell them, this is from which source. Yeah, then so along the way, I was trying to approach iClay from more of a business point, business insight, I guess, perspective. Yeah, then I started discussing with my husband, to like, hey, maybe we can turn this into something that is more passive. Okay, we also wanted to have something that is more passive, like a more passive product.
Yes.
That I wouldn't like, because every time someone orders from me, right, I definitely will have to make it. Yeah, then have to send it out. So it's like it's not something that I can just like, replicate straight away.
Yes.
Yeah, so I thought the craft kit would be something that I can just, it will take lesser energy and like involvement from my part.
Yes.
Yeah, so I thought it's a lot better for me to answer to my participants are like, there's actually this craft kit that you can look at. Yeah, so that's when we started the whole journey of R&D into how to create the craft kit. Yeah.
How was the journey like creating the craft kit? Was it like you have to find your suppliers and assemble it?
Actually, because we started with thinking, should we go for book or like come up with a tutorial book of sorts?
Yes.
Or a craft kit straight away? Yeah, so we went for a craft kit. But thinking back, I don't think that was a very good idea because actually craft kit, there's so many elements involved. It's basically, there are a lot, like over 15, I can't remember already. And then so it's like, it's much of a book and a craft kit together. Yeah, because I also have tutorials inside.
You have tutorials.
Yeah,
basically, you need all these elements to make it, like...
Yeah, like the whole experience, right? Yeah, so I had to like first design like all the videos, film, edit.
Yes.
So that's just one element.
Yeah.
Then after that, I've got to buy everything. Then just the packaging itself. Yeah, so the packaging itself, then the foam, like, because we wanted to do like a cutout foam and we wanted to benefit, because one main customer segment will be overseas people. Yeah, where they want to buy the entire craft kit and then they want to do it because they cannot fly over to do workshops.
Yes.
Yeah, so we were thinking how to like keep it safe because there are like glass things involved. Yeah.
Oh, there's glass.
Yeah, there's like glass bottles. That one's like for the accessory findings. We're thinking of how to like present it nicely.
I see.
Yeah, so all these things then we decided, okay, we're going to do a foam thing. So all these things you have to like cut it out to the shape. Yeah, so there's a lot of like, we went through a few, what do you call it, like versions of the product. Yeah, and then we actually flew down to like China. Yeah, to actually talk to, I had, someone shared the contact with me. Yeah, then I fly down there. Someone was like doing paper factory. Yeah, because there's like paper involved, foam involved, gluing, a lot of things.
Wow, so you found a supplier who can do all that for you?
A few. So like they will contact people around, and then we also had to work with metal because there's like circular cutters. Yeah, so like there are a few things we actually manufactured for the pocket kitchen, the craft kit itself. Yeah, so that's why I say when I think back, I'm like, I should have done a book.
No, but looking back, don't you feel that your hard work is been paid off? Also, like the returns of this hard work that you've put in, because until now, this kit is still probably you're still selling it, right?
Yeah, I'm still selling it.
Quite a lot of years already.
Yeah.
So I think it's really worth the investment of time and effort, no? And money.
But I'm still selling it because I order a lot of inventory.
No, but I'm sure it can continue to, it's like the gift that keeps giving. Like it can continue to,
I know what I mean.
The new people who are interested, you can always direct them back.
Correct. Yeah.
So it's kind of worth the R&D. I always feel that it's like, all you need to do is like invest that time and money and hits, the brain power to come up with that tutorial. That whole complete set. And when I saw your kit, it's like, wow, this is a lot of work for sure. But it's years of, like being, and so many people you can reach, like people overseas and stuff like that. So,
correct.
Yeah. But I'm sure MOQ is a lot for all these boxes.
Yeah, because when you're like ordering the what's it called? The kit itself. So it's like a very, very sturdy pizza box kind of, and it's very big. Yeah. So when you tell them to print, they have to create a mold for it. So they'll be like, if you only print 500, it's how much? Then if you print 1,000, it's how much? That time I was like, 1,000, how long am I going to take to sell it, right? Yeah, but in the end, because of the cost difference, because if not, all this I'll have to pass on the unit cost to my end users, right? Which is my clients. Yeah, so I decided, okay, go for 1,000. And that's why you see me still selling it right now.
Okay, but then do you also have stockists to carry this product, or you?
Yeah, we did like look around, especially like a few years ago when I was more active in iClay. Yeah, look around at how to reach out to have Pocket Kitchen more visible. Yeah, but what's it called? Like they take a very big cut. Yeah, and then they will, I mean, from the ones I reached out to, like the vendors or the retail stock shops themselves, right? They will, and then they'll control your pricing, which is fair, I guess, because they don't want you to sell it for much cheaper on your website and then you price up, right? Yeah, so which means that your profit margin goes so much lower. Yeah, so we decided like, okay, like, we only tried it like for 1 month, I think. Then we didn't do it anymore.
Okay, wow, okay. I wonder if like, is it because Singapore is a small market, right? Because a product that is so well designed and is like a clay kit, I'm sure that there's a lot of demand for sure. But then because I guess it's a small market, so to move like 1,000 pieces maybe is a bit more challenging. Like how to promote it like all over the world.
To be frank, I would think a lot. I mean, there's a lot I could do also. Like I could and should be doing. Yeah, the marketing part, which I think actually is maybe for me, maybe I should like bring on a team or something to actually just move the inventory. Yeah, because there's a lot of, when you're working in the business, right? Yeah, I'm like looking at this order and then I'm doing this. So there's no headspace to like be thinking to work on the business, you know, because you're in it already, right? Yeah, so that's why sometimes it helps, definitely helps to bring in like more brains to like bounce around ideas and so.
Yes, I understand. Like we are like kind of one-man show at the moment, right? So there's still like a lot of things that needs to be done and we can see it, but yet when you're working on one task, then the rest are like, I can't do it. But I think we just cannot be too hard on ourselves also because it's really like sometimes it's really not like realistic for one person. So so I find that, when I saw your clay kit, so we did try just very briefly to have clay kits as well because like just the same idea of like wanting to make it more accessible for people who cannot come to our workshop. But then because it's like the quantity is small, so we try to assemble it ourselves. So the assembling is also a bit.
That's what I wanted to say. So it's not as passive as I thought.
Right? Like when you sit there, I can kind of sense because I can imagine. I suppose it's meant to be realistic. Like logically, is a more passive thing, but the reality is
like I think when people order from me, they expect I will go into some room and then open up and then it's like, wow, nicely sitting there. I'll just stick up in a paper bag, send off. But no, because there's so like for, I don't know about pottery, but then for my one, there are a lot of things that cannot be pre-assembled. Yeah, so like a lot of things have to be like only because I have to check the quality and everything, and I cannot pre-order also in bulk. Because imagine I had 1,000 kits. I cannot like order 1,000 times 8 of my clay. Firstly,
will it dry up even for clay?
If my stocks move fast enough, then it won't. Okay. I don't know because like it could take many years, like it has. So then it could dry up. Then I will like lose out on the entire value of that month. Then for gloss also. Gloss also will dry up. Unless I'm like shaking the gloss individually every day. Cannot be, right? So I had like all these like, I don't know if it called teething problems, but like people will reflect to me because at the start they'll be like, hey, I bought this, but then your gloss has dried up. Then I realized, I cannot put it inside. I need to make sure that it's a fresh gloss. Correct.
So these are the reality right behind like having this kind of clay kits that are supposed to be very like solve a lot of problems like for us, but yet I think if it doesn't move fast enough, then
the materials
and like some people would think, you can get like a China factory to assemble it for you, but it's just not that simple.
I can share about my challenges getting the because when we got it, so inside there we produce circular cutters, right? So it's we told them to put like A, B, C, D, E. So it's 5, and then it's like supposed to go from smallest to biggest. So we thought it was quite clear cut. Then we showed them like how we want it to be. But when it really arrived, like when the 1,000 boxes came, and then when we started opening up boxes, cartons by cartons, we realized they actually, so they stamped it right on the top. So imagine there's a little knob on the top of like a cookie cutter like that.
Yes.
Yeah. Then they will stamp like, for example, C on a smallest one. So they just anyhow stamp. Yeah. So technically I cannot even sell 1,000. Like even if 1,000 people buy from me, I cannot because I do
Because
not
you have some that
I have
are-
so many defective pieces.
Oh.
Yeah. So like I shared on my IGS quite a while back. Even my boxes, a lot of them were defective also. Yeah. So all these are like costs that
Cost
you
of
just have to
business.
throw. And then I was like incurring because I didn't like want to go through everything, and I guess I didn't want to face up to the fact that I'm not going to be able to sell all this. Yeah, until I was like, I realized, I'm going to probably move house soon.
Yes.
And then when I looked through everything, I realized, wow, there's maybe half of the stock I cannot sell one. So I actually, when you really realize, and then, and also because I had to move out of my, we actually were renting a warehouse like every year, like paying the annual fee.
Yes.
Yeah, then it's like selling stock that is not even moving. Then it's like, then we realized actually this stock also we wouldn't be able to go out to the consumers. Yeah, so when we just bring it back, then we just sort through everything and just throw whatever we cannot sell.
Yes. Wow. Yeah, I totally like can relate to like, you know, when you finally, what you were saying, like when you finally can deal with looking at the things, you know, sometimes we just like, you know, this is not moving. You can just like, it's pending. Like, but finally, you know, face up to it. You know, like, okay, this got to deal with it.
Because that one is just paper loss.
Yes.
When you really throw it out, that's the actual monetary loss.
Right. Wow, the challenges of running a business, I totally like can relate because I mean, like over the years, and then we don't really know, right? Like when you're looking at IG, you know, everything looks like, you know, doing well and all, but then the challenges behind the scene is all these things. And I think like creating a clay kit, I mean, or any of these products, like it comes with so many parts also, like working with another supplier and running it. Wow. Okay. So let's go back to, after you had your clay kit in the workshops, right? Do you enjoy running workshops like in general? Like, is that like after making and because that's a big part of your business as well. Yeah. How is running workshops like?
I think I'm starting to enjoy it a lot more. Yeah. At the start, it was frankly more of like something I felt that would bring in the revenue. Yeah. Because at the start, I was quite committed to the feeling that, I'm an I wouldn't say I'm an artist, but I always feel like, I'm a maker. So I enjoy the time where I'm like just sitting there and making. Yeah, because as opposed to when you're really conducting a workshop, you're basically like talking and everything and engaging everybody. Yeah, but along the way, I feel that actually when you interact with people, and I think maybe I just get more comfortable talking to people. Yeah, at the start, there's a lot of nerves. Yeah, then I really have to plan and I have to rehearse so many times like what I'm going to say. Then when you go out and then you face everybody, you're like, hi everyone, I'm Joycelyn. You know, that little short speech about like why I'm here, why you are here, what are we going to do? Yeah, so I think that got in the way of me enjoying the workshop. Then every time at the end of the workshop, I'm like, wow, okay, over already.
Yeah.
I get that money, then I can continue to make my small things. But I think slowly, like I say, I start to enjoy a lot more now that my nerves, I feel, my public speaking part, I would say a lot better now. Yeah.
How big are your classes usually?
I've gone all the way to 50. Yeah, that one was.
So that's definitely got nerves, right?
Like, but actually when they're so far away, right? Not much.
Okay, it's the intimate ones that are even more.
Yeah,
what
I think
are you doing here? Why am I doing this?
Yeah,
so
and I think it's maybe based on who you are working with. I think also quite important. So a lot of them, most of them, they're very friendly. Right? Yeah, they come, they see, they've maybe been following me for a while, then they're very excited to be there. Yeah, and they show it. But some of them, they come like, maybe they look them stressed or they expect something more, or sometimes because I hold a lot of corporate workshops last time. Yeah, so those people, they don't sign up for it. Some of them, I don't know, and maybe they forced to sign up with the rest of the people. Then they're like, you can tell they don't want to be there.
Yes.
Then they're like, just get it over and done with. Then of course, while you're teaching, you can see their face. Then they're like, okay, we just do lah, you know.
But do you notice that most of the time, they end up leaving happier? Yeah, like more relaxed.
Mostly.
Right. Because I also have this experience when like at first they seem like stressed out or like not like what am I doing here? Despite some of the corporate workshops, right? But then after that, they are usually the ones that enjoy or leave feeling more relaxed. You know?
Yeah.
Then I realized, wow, actually that's the purpose of our workshop to a certain extent, right? It's just this time where people can like just let go and
put away
they
their
don't even know
phone.
that this thing would help them. You know, they
Correct,
come in thinking,
Yeah.
but after that they are like, oh, happier, like more relaxed. So there's some magic in the workshop, I guess.
Correct. I think because as fellow crafters, we're so used to like every other day we're probably making something or interact with something physical, doing things with our hands. We forget that actually a lot of people, the things they do in their hands, they're swiping. Yeah, most of the time. So I think, like you said, there's some magic in creating with your hands and actually touching materials and all. Yeah.
Yes. Like just to go with the flow, right? Like not really be in control, but just follow through. And then, it's relaxing.
Correct.
Okay, I think, so you find that it's more enjoyable now. So that was a period of time that you had a studio in Scape, right?
Yeah.
So how was that experience like? Like that was your first studio?
Yeah, outside of my home studio.
So you were working from home and then you also ran some workshops at home for a while.
Ad hoc, like if I run classes, then I would like rent spaces to run the workshop.
Like outside.
Yeah, like those like one day time.
Okay, then after that you found this opportunity to have a space outside.
Yeah, it was always my dream.
A dream, right?
To have a place where people can just pop by and then you like have a small display, signage.
Okay, so that dream came true. Was it fun?
Yeah, the dream itself came true. Yeah, but of course along with it a lot of realities of rental. For that one I got to work with my friend who runs a music dance company. Yeah, so I was sharing the space with him. So
like half kind of thing.
He took more of the space.
Okay.
Yeah. Then so I took a smaller part. Then rental wise, a lot of monetary concerns suddenly because when you're running from your own space, you don't work, you're just paying your normal house mortgage. Yeah. Then but once you are really renting outside, every day you're a bit like considered burning money. Yeah. So it's quite stressful, especially when you don't see sales coming in, when you're like marketing workshops and like nobody's signing up. Yeah. So there will be months that I might go through either just like whatever I earn, it just goes back to the, what's it called?
The rent.
Yeah, the rent. Yeah. Or like even falling short.
Yes.
So it's quite crazy because you imagine like you work so hard to have a dip in your savings that you don't even earn that from there. Yeah. So that's what we opt for also when the self-employed route. Yeah, so I would say that's one of the biggest things I experienced, when you rent your own studio.
Do you feel that when you have your own studio and you're marketing the workshops more, then suddenly, because it's more available, then it doesn't seem like, oh, there are so many, like that many people signing up after all. Like it's kind of
the
like
demand,
exhausted. Yeah, I don't know also because I was just wondering like, when you have those ad hoc ones, let's say you have full sign ups, right? And then when you have a regular studio and then every maybe weekend or every month you have something, then you see the dip, but maybe because there are just more workshops available now. And
I think maybe just nice it coincided with the period where I was more featured. So I think there was a lot of eyeballs on iClay and everything. Yeah, so I think it helped. Yeah, so it was more of like how many workshops can I run before I like die of exhaustion? But of course it's not like full packs every time, but there will be like random things like private craft parties, this kind of thing. Yeah.
It's still quite exhausting, right? Even if you enjoy running workshops, like I think that's something that like, on paper you can say, okay, rent a space and then how many workshops and then how you can cover rent. But sometimes we like forget to factor in like our physical ability to really physically do that constantly because sometimes there are months you might want to just take a break or like you're tired, right? But basically this kind of business does not allow really us to take a break. Like as long as you have to pay rent, you're like, got to keep going.
Like at the start, my husband will always like toss me the idea of why don't you hire someone to teach your workshops?
Yes.
But it never happened. Yours is so hard. It never happened because I always felt that. But people come, like, firstly, I feel like there's a lot of work for me to teach the person to teach the way that I want her to teach. Then it's like, and I think, frankly, at the start, I also will feel a bit like selfish. Like, I'll feel like I don't want to really show like, wow,
everything.
all out, and then also think of like, why I have to, then we have to share income. I honestly wasn't very like thinking about it, the long-term approach. I was very, because I think when you're lacking of something, you become very focused and I don't know, like your viewpoint is so small.
Yes,
Yeah, so like
narrowed
every
down
single,
to,
correct, like I was thinking in terms of very small money and everything. So like for me, I like, wow, cannot imagine like having somebody on to like pay the person. Yeah. Okay, I had like people to help me. Sometimes I'll hire assistants for like bigger workshops. Yeah, those kind. But yeah, and I never had someone to actually teach your workshops.
Like,
that would have like helped the exhaustion part, I would feel.
yes, maybe.
Yeah.
But like now, do you feel like you are at the stage where you're ready to do something like that? I mean, like basically as a person, not like as a financially, or I mean, no, not as a the future plan, but maybe now you are more ready to be able to teach and have an apprentice or something like that.
Yeah, I think if like given the same circumstances and all, I would think so. Yes, but I would think about, because I realize I'm quite a I say like for me, when I do my workshops, because I think pottery maybe it's quite more like flow. Yeah, but for miniature food sculpting, there's a lot of steps. So I cannot be like, hey, y'all just try, just make your own bowl or something. So there's a lot of steps involved. So it's a bit technical, I feel. Yeah, so when I would like, if I think about how I want to teach someone to teach, I will, how I say it, like I have to think about how I can pass on everything so that he can like deliver it the same way. Yeah, that would be the challenge, I would feel. Yeah.
I feel like if you are so structured, then it's even easier to teach.
A bit, actually true.
Because you just, the way you teach, and they just need to learn.
Yeah.
For that particular workshop, even.
Yeah.
You just duplicate it.
Maybe.
Duplicate it. So so from Scape, then you took a little break. Did you? Like after Scape, before you...
Did I?
Did you take a break? No, I mean like after moving out, you moved out of Scape after a while, right?
Yeah. I think I probably went back to my home studio at that point.
Was it during COVID already or not yet?
Because I had my first child in 2019.
Wow.
I think then it kind of hit. Yeah. Because
that was your first child.
Yeah, that was my first child then. So yeah, I remember doing like my last hurrah of like farewell workshops in Scape. Yeah, before I went to deliver, like I had crazy, like I think I was planning maybe 12 workshops for like maybe the last few weeks when I was heavily pregnant. Yeah, like when I look back, I'm like, wow, so I admire myself.
You get your energy from, right?
I think it's the money. I was like, last. Because I was thinking of like, after that, I won't be working already.
For a while, right?
Yeah. So I just wanted to chong and like, yeah. Then after that, once I had kids, then I think the mindset also different already. Then your energy is like, and I think practically, also, okay, when they're babies, still okay. When they start to be toddler, they touch everything. Yeah, then my tables are all, they can very easily grab everything. Yeah, so it was very hard to work from home. I remember when they started going to school, I would try once in a while. Sometimes when I have orders and all. At that time, I still had like corporate orders and everything. Then, so when I work, then every time I have to keep before they come back. Everything I have to keep. Then there's a lot of like little knickknacks here and there. Then toaster oven put back.
Wow, a lot of work.
Moving oven, moving things. Yeah, so it's a lot of cleanup. Yeah.
Oh, actually, this is my personal question to you. Like, do you feel that when you were running your business, like at the peak of it all, right? Like maybe Scape or something, like, is it easy to plan for a family? Like, because as craft, like a self-employed craft person, find that like if your priority is like, keeping your business going, then will it be like taking a lot of focus away from like family? So do you think, like, how do you balance that out? Like, priority.
Personally, I'm not a very long-term plan person. Yeah, so I kind of just like, okay, go with the flow kind of thing. And it helped that my husband was, career-wise, he was stable. Yeah, so I knew that he would be, practically I knew that he was going to be the one that's going to be providing most, if not all, of the household expenses kind.
But then like
you
had
know.
Like, at the back of it. But then like you had so you had the first child, but then do you feel that it was like you have to choose one or the other, like really take a step back for iClay for a few years to raise your kids? I think that's what you kind of did, right? In a way.
I think I still thought at that point that I could just do it together. Like maybe at the start, maybe the first few months.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely I will take a break. Also, I need to recover my own delivery and everything. Yeah, but I didn't think about, I guess, I would say like in terms of, what do you call it, like hardworkingness, like, it went down a lot for me. Yeah, because I think once I'm not And then because I moved out from a studio, right? Then once you're at home, then you've got your bed, you've got everything. Then
The motivation.
then you don't have rental like telling you, every month, like, pay. Yeah. So it's very different. Then then it slowly just adapts into it. I mean, from the outside you will see it as like, oh, she took a break to care for the kids, but it's kind of like coincided in a way.
Yeah. So like a lot of people who are like employed like full time, then they get maternity leave or like I find that that's something that is like one of the challenges as a craft person, right? Like or small business owner.
We get half of it. We do get half. Like the government will give you 2 months.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. So like when you report your income tax, right? Then report your income. Yeah, based on your income, they will give you 2 months because it's I guess okay. Like if I'm not wrong, it's standard. So it's like government give 2 months, employer give 2 months, but you're the employer, so you give yourself 2 months. Then
so you do.
Yeah,
we do
you
get.
do get 2
That's
months.
a good. Okay. So at least you don't feel too because I always imagine like, is it better to like be full timer, right? Like I'm sure a lot of us who run our own business is always like the weighing like so what keeps you going, you think, for iClay? Would it be the passion to create things with clay, or your art is what has been driving you this whole time, you think?
Yeah, I think I do like creating, and I think like even the picture taking part, I actually enjoy it a lot.
The pictures are very beautiful.
Like pictures and then putting it on Instagram and it's also the feedback lah. Like when you start to see people, but slowly the feedback a bit gone. So I'm just like,
is it the Instagram algorithm thing?
I don't know but my dip is really I feel like a lot lah. Like I've always taken it for granted. There was a point that I took it for granted that you would just climb every day until it didn't. Like it was maybe 70, then it just continued like until now. Like steadily every day it's just dropping.
Actually, I also want to like chat about that because I think it's probably affecting a lot of creators like across the board, right? That whole world, because like of this change of algorithm or something that in the recent years. So a lot of us who used to, have a steady growth, suddenly it's like quiet. So it's almost like an empty, like you're just posting to like this empty room with no feedback, and like it's almost like, what's going on? Like it's quite lonely, and also like you stop getting any interaction.
So and the cycle, because then you won't be so motivated to post.
Exactly. And that's how we started also, right? Like Instagram, because of this interaction or like support and feedback that you keep posting, and there's a healthy relationship there. But now it's like quiet. So
it's like people will come out and tell me, say, you need to do viral things. But I'm like, but I mean, everybody got different ways. I mean, if you want to do viral things, okay, can also. But like I've like, because I do still hold workshops, right? Then so when people come to my workshops, they'll be like, I didn't even know you had this thing, like until they to click in and then they saw it. And I'm like, you mean I thought like you're my follower, you see it, but it's not.
Yeah, even the followers don't see, right? And basically you have to be very noisy, like keep posting, like keep making noise.
Then people unfollow you.
Some people will. Every time I post, some people will unfollow. Like,
there was a time when I was like, I feel like not posting anymore because I feel like I'm like I post, then they were like, oh, you are still around, I'm unfollow.
What's going on, right? Yes, I have
it actually honestly affected me quite a bit at the I don't know for a period. Until I just decided never mind now. But because for me, I also focus a lot on Instagram only, and I hardly pay for like marketing anywhere else, which is also a problem also lah, because actually there's many avenues I should be reaching out to.
Like Instagram is so like based on the photos, right? Like your photography is very
photos,
nice.
reels. Actually, like it's all about reels.
Now it's reels, but then like when we first started, it's photos, right? So now then, everyone go on the reels thingy, and and then it's kind of have to evolve with them.
Young people don't even go to Instagram anymore.
Yes.
It's
too polished also now. Like I feel like everything is like so proper, and it's like an ad, like very pretty, but it's harder to reach. I don't know, like see more real life stuff. So are you on TikTok at all?
I tried, and then I post one time, then I never post anymore.
How come we cannot? But I feel like your content will be probably very popular in TikTok, on TikTok, right?
I didn't do it. They'll be like, why don't you just post yourself working at something?
Yes, I'm sure.
But quite boring one, because it's very long working on something.
So we have to like edit it to be exciting.
Like, it's not the live thing.
Maybe. I think TikTok might work because and so when you did the clay kit, right? you had video tutorial. So did you hire like a professional to shoot it?
No.
You did it yourself?
Yeah, I did it. We did hire a professional to film one marketing video for ourselves. Yeah, though when I think back, I would say definitely invest a lot more in marketing. I mean, to anyone who's like about to start their own product range or something. Because I think especially in current world, people don't really go retail anymore. So whatever you have is your storefront. The photos, the videos you have, that is your...
Like invest in
that is your brochure. That is your thing that you're showing to people. And I would think, you have to spend as much time marketing as... Because like you have a very good product, but if you don't have good marketing, right, nobody's going to see it. Nobody's going to buy it. And then just slowly die down.
Yes, and I also think that it's the timing. Like over the years, I realized like sometimes I have the marketing, but the products like in stock, everything has to align at the same time. But then when you're a one-man show, you work on the marketing and then I'm producing it here at the back. So it's about like aligning everything all at once, like bam, right? Like once your marketing is like all hyped up, then you have to be ready to have the product
meet the demand, right?
Ship out and do all that.
Yes.
Yeah, all at once. Because if not, it's the timing. I think.
That's why one person is really tough. Or finite, but we have two hands, one brain.
So now, I guess if you can make use of like technology, right, like schedule things out, the marketing posts and all, but you still need a lot of planning. It's not easy. So, do you use Instagram a bit for ads and promote some of the motion?
I got try like put in a bit of dollars and everything, but don't see a lot of effect. Like there'll be clicks, which I have to pay for the clicks, right? But then they don't translate to like sign-ups. Maybe I haven't spent big enough budget but I'm not really planning to. So.
How often do you have workshops now?
Right now, because do I talk about my plan? Because I'm winding.
I saw your plan. You're planning to take a hiatus. So you're actually doing a last few workshops.
Because right now, after I had kids, right? So I took a break on and off, then taking in corporate orders once in a while, but not a very steady stream of workshops or commissions during that period. Then, but in 2024, I decided, okay, I'm going to try again and so get myself into a rental thing so that I can have the burden of rental and then see whether I can, ignite the fire in me and then like go as crazy as I was in Skip. Because I would say Skip was really, because I have Excel sheets, I don't know about you, but that's how I keep track of all my profits whatever. So I look back, I'm like, hey, my Skip days, even though it's the most, I say like most hellish most taxing, most exhausting and all, but it's also in numbers, it looks good. Then I realized it's because I was so driven. Then so I thought, hey, rental is probably the thing that I'm missing out here. So I need to have the pressure of rental. But then so now it's like October, right? So after so many months, around maybe half of a year went by, and then I realized, I think that's not the thing. I mean, it didn't happen the way I was hoping it to, and maybe also I'm in a different phase of life. I do see the value of being there for my kids, and because in terms of workshop, most of it happens on weekends. So if all my weekends are burned, like how I did for Skip, right? It's firstly, it's going to be super taxing for my husband or whoever else, my childcare village, my parents, my in-laws. It's going to be very tough for them. And then also, because they go to school, right? So they don't spend a lot of time with us on weekdays really. So imagine our weekends also gone. Then basically months and then years, then that's it. Then they're only young, like, for now. So, wait, what was
your plan for your...
So like midway, I think I already had the answer in my head that, okay, I'm going to take a break indefinite break But then, but I mean, I don't have to close down anything I don't have a physical store. So it's more like, I mean, I create as a platform, will still be there. I will still post things. I'm hoping that I will do more of my own ideas and things. My ideal business, I would think is like those kind that you do something you like, and then you post and then people buy. You post at a fair pricing and people buy. Then after that, you just wait for maybe how long later you post again. But normally instead, usually people commission you, then you do whatever they want you to do. Then that's how it happens. So I mean, so left like October, November, December, right? So these few months but I'm also busy with reno because I'm moving out. So renovation is there's a lot to do because you're buying an old condo. Wow.
Oh, you bought already.
Yeah, we bought already. So now it's renovating already.
Renovating already. Wow.
A lot of
great.
work, a lot of liaising and everything.
Yes.
So yeah, so I also knew that, okay, so these few months I will probably do only like 1 or 2 workshops every month.
Okay.
Yeah, for the last few months. Then not January onwards, I could probably slow down a lot. Yeah.
Do you this few months, do you have time to make any new creation? No.
No. Yeah. I because I have people like commissioning me also. Not a lot lah, but there's this person. I mean, to be frank lah. Yeah, so there's this person who she's like a regular customer. Yeah, so she commissioned me for like a few items. I'm like, okay. So then because I think my things really take very long. Yeah. Then I'm like, wow, then I throw in the workshop. Because workshops a lot of planning. Yeah. I always say like our workshop is very different to, I don't know, maybe the other teachers, they will come and scold me lah. But then I don't know, because it's very different. They can walk up with just like maybe a folder or something. Then they teach, let's say it's tuition, let's say normal tuition or what, everything's in their head. So for us, it's like we have to plan like the flow, all the steps, and then we have to provide materials and tools.
For everything.
Yeah, so there's a lot. Like for me, it's still got lights. I don't know, a lot of things.
Lights. Oh,
because it's very small. I cannot just use like normal lights. Yeah, so that's like all the work into the workshop. Then not including marketing, whether there's someone going to be sitting there and paying the rental or not. Yeah, these kind of things.
So it's probably better for you to go back to the ad hoc thing if ever you want to do workshop again, right? Rather than
I would think if I do workshop, I will like find somewhere with flexible, how to call it, workshop bookings. Yeah, because I've done a few places before. I booked a few places. Some are very strict ones. So like for crafters, normally, I mean, you don't know what's the demand, right? Let's say you book already, you pay like $500 deposit, but only 2 people sign up. Then not even enough to cover, right? Yeah, so these kind of things will happen. But some people did, some places are very good. They will just let you cancel. Yeah.
Okay, so you have tried all that. And you have to bring all your lights and everything.
Correct, yeah. Wow, the toaster oven also bring down.
That's a lot. You drive, so I think that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, the dilemmas. I mean, the challenges of being a crafter. But then, so your new place, do you think you have a room or corner where you can do your art as well?
Yeah, I have a room that is going to be a work room. So depending, because I am quite excited to also be going back into the employed route, because I've only taken money from people for 1 year only. So I feel like, hey, I would love to every month receive a paycheck instead of a rental invoice.
Yes, I know what you mean.
So I'm like, I do want to explore that lah. I mean, I'm sure when I'm there, I'll also have my fair share of complaints when I'm there. Yeah, but yeah, so I was thinking the workroom, depending on what I'm doing, I could also be working on my other career thing there, and also clay stuff.
What kind of work will you be interested in if you are looking for a full time?
Yeah, people keep asking me that. I'm like, I don't know, but
just open to
I'm quite open. Yeah, then I even think even you ask me to, I don't know, arrange bread. I don't know, retail.
Yeah.
Or or maybe communications wise. Yeah. Like all the platforms. Yeah. But I don't know got age limit now, because I think it's all very young ones. So I don't know lah. Yeah, I have to look up.
Young. So if your kids are in school all day on the weekday, right? So
9 to 6 p.m.
Oh, okay, that's
but
pretty
good. But they do fall sick very often. That's the thing about kids. You think that you just sign them out, right? No, they come back with viruses, then they fall sick. So then they spread here, spread there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I wonder how people stay those working moms.
Correct. So there's a lot in their head. And then if you're full-time working, you get a helper, then there's mom guilt. A lot of
mom guilt. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, the mom guilt is real.
Real? But is it from yourself or from people around?
Oh, everything. Yeah, you will have people saying hey, wait. Okay lah, for me not really. Yeah, but I'm sure there will be people hey, because people look at people. I feel like look at women with kids who are working very hard in their careers, and look at men who are chonging in their careers very differently. I think there's still this traditional Asian mindset in us. Yeah, even I think I still subscribe to also subconsciously. Yeah.
Oh wow, mom guilt. I feel that our society is already quite modern. Used to having a lot of working moms. Because let's say Japan, for example, there's a lot stay home mom is more common, I think. Yeah. So, okay, wow, all the very real challenges.
Yeah. But a lot of them will want to do it. Like it becomes modernized, but it becomes the point that they want to do it all. So it's like I want to also help my kid to juggle homework, do her craft, but also go to work and then report to my boss. Everything
They want it all basically. Yeah, but it's too much for.
It's actually
I think it's a lot. But I mean, I think that's the good thing about Singapore is that you can still have this live-in helper thingy. I think this is very unique to
Japan
Singapore.
cannot, huh?
So far, no, they don't have that option yet. Yeah, so a lot of countries also don't have actually.
Really?
So to them, it's like when they hear this, it's like, wow, we all live like royalty. It's like, it's like a very, it's a very, like, it's very different. Like even in the States, like they will feel
I thought because it's very expensive. That's why it's not living.
But like for us, it's a bit more affordable and it's still something that I think if not for this, a lot of women probably cannot work like they do, right? Like in a corporate world, very demanding work. So good and bad, But then you were saying that maybe you would look into being a stay. Spend more time with your kids.
Correct. Yeah.
That's nice. Yeah, and then you can do craft with them. Do you?
No.
No? How old are
honestly,
they
I
now?
don't do craft with them at all. Like even Play-Doh, this kind, I don't.
No. Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. Because I think of the cleanup, I don't want to do really. I have two boys, by the way. They don't just sit there they're like fighting with their guns and
okay. I'm not interested at all with
I don't
clay
know. I think
stuff?
actually they do see my things and they think it's very cute and all that. But I never think about like letting them do because it's really like I did let them play with Play-Doh kind of thing. Wow, it gets everywhere because they will like make it into shavings. So you step on it everywhere you go and then they'll fizz it everywhere.
Sounds like nightmare. I did bring some clay to my nephews, and
like pottery
and
clay,
like air dry clay.
Okay,
so we once in a while we would play with clay and make
the
a
best
mess,
aunt.
but they love it. Yeah, they love it. Even boys, they make like weird looking sushi and like just funny things. And sometimes I invite them to my studio as well.
How old are they?
Ranging from 5 to like
5 can already. Yeah, I think
5 to 12. Yeah, so I think most of the kids around me they would love to.
Yeah,
I mean, I always try to bring it to them, make sure because if not, they're on their iPads actually.
Yeah,
all the
actually
time.
true.
iPads, So okay, iClay. Okay, so what's the future of iClay, right? Like, I think so food is your main theme, right? So far now, would you want to explore different themes in the future, or do you think food there's still a lot more to go?
I'm still quite like interested in food itself. Yeah, I don't have like plans on what kind of things I want to produce.
How do you start actually like deciding what to make?
I think it's the orange law. That's why I said
the orange. But then like let's say I'm going to produce a new.
So for the last few years, I hardly have time to work on my own ideas. Normally it's like commissions. Then I would just be so busy working on that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then like for the satay, is it a workshop idea? Would you consider that as your work also? It is your work, right? And you're teaching people how to make it.
For the satay one, because it came from because I did a hawker series before with the two other artists. Sin Man and Janice. Then we did with NHB, National Heritage Board. So that was quite a big project. A few months, So the satay, wonton mee, and chicken rice upcoming. Those are all from all like pieces that we did for that project.
Is it a recent project?
No, a few years ago.
How did that?
Before I had kids.
Is it an exhibition or how did that project?
I think it happened just before COVID. So it was supposed to be a roving exhibition, but because of COVID, we couldn't roam. But then I think they exhibit at schools. So it's like one big physical piece. So the other artists, they will do the structures also. The structures and the humans. For me, I do just the
like
food
a
miniatures.
Hawker center. I think I saw it on your IG. On your IG, so it's a hawker center setting.
Correct.
So cute. Okay, so it's to educate. It's
true? About because I think that time, NHB they were trying to go for this hawker. I don't know, some kind of record or something. Shucks, I can't remember. But then you have to hashtag our hawker culture. I think they're trying to get our hawker culture to be one of the UNESCO something. Not very clear, just something.
Okay. Wow. So you have done a lot of like collaboration over the years, right? With like quite big names like McDonald's, Epson and even John Lennon. Not John Lennon, sorry.
You also
John
confused
Legend.
like me.
Did you say that also?
Yeah, because when I first received the email, I remember I was in the car with my husband.
Yeah.
Then I was like, hey, John Lennon, like the manager.
I don't know why it came out.
Yeah, messaged me. Then she was like, John Lennon died already. I was like, oh, because I'm not very good with the Western
Oh
scene.
yeah, John. I wanted to say, in my head it's like legend, but then it came out with John Lennon. These two words. Yeah. So yeah, how was it? Like which one? Okay, which one was an exciting project for you?
John Legend one was definitely like, because he's from the pop culture one.
You met him?
No lah. But
what was the
it was a voice call.
Oh.
Yeah, so the closest I got to him was that I got to hear his voice.
Oh.
Yeah, we did envision that, wow, could it be like he will maybe pay for my airfare, I can fly the whole thing. No, I didn't happen.
Okay. But what was the request?
Because his wife, Chrissy Teigen, is also a celebrity,
okay.
You know?
I don't know. But I'll Google.
Yeah, but so I also didn't know before that. But anyway, so she does like cooking. She has like cookbooks. Yeah, so he wanted to gift her birthday present. So he got me to like do, I forgot how many, 17 dishes from her cookbook. Yeah, so they flew over. Yeah, they sent me a copy of the cookbook. Then inside there, they asked me to choose like which then I run through them. So there's a lot of to and fro lah. Yeah, but I remember at the very start, one of the most exciting one is that because I got to have a call with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, then he was like, hi, I'm John Legend. Yeah, very exciting. Yeah, I remember my husband recorded me talking in my HDB and talking to John Legend.
Is it on IG or no?
I think, did I? Maybe, I don't know, I can't remember, but I definitely have it. I have the video somewhere. Yeah.
So the dishes that you made, was it on her? Like, promoted
after that, yeah. I mean, we were like, wow, this is going to go big, man.
Yeah.
Actually, I tell you, the funniest thing, the things that you think would propel you somewhere, normally is not one. Then the things that you don't even care about, then suddenly you'll be like, hey, wow, tomorrow got a lot of likes or something. Right? Actually, it always happens. But anyway, yeah, because we thought like she would have a lot of celebrity friends, but maybe they see, because she's going to put it in her house, right?
Yeah.
Maybe they see, then then I'll have like, wow, all my celebrity clients. No,
she didn't even share it.
No, she did, but she didn't name me. Yeah, I think it was on her Snapchat or something lah. They have that.
Wow.
Yeah, Snapchat, right? I got some Snapchat social media one.
Yes.
Yeah, because people were like tagging me because I don't think I have Snapchat, but they were like sending me the video and they were like, hey, do you see this? Like they showed the thing that you made. Then she was gushing over it, so I was very happy about that. But after that, I think she said like, oh, an artist from, I don't know if she mentioned Singapore, but that's it. She never say my name. But
I'm more amazed that they found you.
Yeah.
So is it John Legend who found you? Or
because he was trying to explain, but it wasn't very clear. I think the wife follows some food miniaturists. I don't know, is it me? I have a feeling it's not me actually. But they maybe reached out to a few. Then I don't know lah. Then somehow it worked out.
Wow.
Yeah, but very glad to. Yeah, I'll talk about that
house,
forever.
Right? Yeah.
I don't know lah, because after that they had some house fire.
No way.
Yeah, there was some news about some house fire. Then I was like,
in their house or what place?
Yeah, I think they probably have a few houses lah. So I'm not sure which house that was.
House, okay.
But anyway, there was no news about that piece of art because I'm sure they have a lot. But yeah lah. So I don't know where's that thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, I think it's like the house, so many houses and probably too big.
Yeah.
Stuff is
they probably put one time, then no more already. So I can only look at the digital part of her. Yeah. Like, looking at it. Yeah, but that's good enough. Good enough.
Can we see it like she's not on Instagram?
I don't know. No. Oh, she is. But I don't think she didn't post that. It was those like one of, like time sensitive one, like IGS and yeah. So I myself recorded it.
Okay. For your own reference. Yeah, so fun. Wow, okay. So have there been other like bigger projects like with a concept one that's interesting?
I'm thinking of it. A Rila Kuma Cafe in Taipei. Yeah. Because I realized I do like a bit like a pottery, right? You'll do a lot of things with faces. Yeah. So for me, even though I do realistic miniature food, but I realized the things with faces excite me most. And then it's usually my favorite works. Yeah. So like Rila Kuma Cafe in Taipei, they reached out. Then they wanted to do like of their menu items also. Yeah. Yeah. So that one I flew down, but I was there traveling lah. Yeah. So I think I brought the works down, or I forgot, right? Or maybe I already sent to them. Then I just asked to take photo with the actual pieces.
So cute. Is it like Rila Kuma
It's a curry bento.
And so with a bit of
in the Rila Kuma shape. Very cute lah. That one very cute.
And they wanted it so small.
Yeah, they wanted it so small, apparently to put on their cashier counter. So there are a few cafes that will reach out to do that kind.
Wow.
Yeah, for the
Actually,
cafe
that's quite
counter.
fun, right? Do you like this
Yeah.
kind of like cafe, like
I
where you're
do leh.
making a, yeah, it's
Yeah,
fun, right? I think
yeah.
all the cafes in Singapore should just have your works at the menu. It'd be so fun. And so, you know, like
Yeah.
Japan have the food sample thing,
Correct.
right? But it's big. But then
Yeah.
like at the
Oh,
counter, you
yeah.
have the small little ones. It'd be really
Yeah.
cute too. Yeah.
Then another one is I work with Red Cross and
Oh,
no, what are the sushi places? Not Genki. Some shop.
Sushiro.
Not Sushiro. Do you know any more? Sushi Express.
Sushi
I think it's
Day.
Sushi Express.
Sushi Express.
I will say wrong how. Okay, should be Sushi Express. So they wanted to, it was like a charity project thing lah.
Wow.
No, it was a paid project, but it was, how to say that, there was a meaning behind the entire message. So instead of making like, normally I'll just make a replica of the sushi, right? But this one they wanted me to create. So like it's like real life size grain of rice, but on top is like the miniature sashimi kind. Yeah, then they put it, yeah.
So
Actually, they have it in Japan now. I think it's a thing now where like sushi restaurants actually create like edible ones. So they use 1 grain of rice, then they will cut the fish very small. I've seen it. Like my friend just tagged me that day. Like she was in Japan, then she just ate. Yeah, like it's really very tiny. Every piece is like my
so
size.
Cute. So you actually made that like.
So I made, my mom had clay lah. Yeah, so like then, and then they had it as like.
Did it by accident.
Yeah, I think maybe for a time period they had it like roving because it was a sushi, the what? Yeah, so suddenly you see this miniature one moving past you, then they'll put there cannot take, then they'll have the promotional message below. Yeah, that was very cute.
Yeah, so cute, but so dangerous at the same time. Like, can totally eat it. So small. Wow. Okay, so what else do we covered quite a bit already.
AI is it wrong?
Yes, AI. Yeah. So I just want to find out. No, not find out. So do you use any technology in your work? You think since we're working with clay, something so analog, but do you think technology helps you quite a bit?
Okay, my technology is not the very advanced like AI kind, but lately, like for my last 2 workshops, I finally decided to like film it in video format. Because previously, like all my years of doing workshops, right, I always have to like struggle with how I position my video camera. So I have a live like demonstration like that. Yeah, so I always thought that was the best way to showcase and to like do my participants. But I realized it takes a lot of time away from actually walking around the participants and looking over what they're doing. Yeah, because I'm like constantly standing at the workspace. Yeah, then there's a lot of angling and then out of focus, in focus, because it's also small, right? Yeah, so only for my previous workshop is a one-time me one, right? Then I realized, hey, why not I actually take some time, like film it like how I film my pocket kitchen video. Yeah, so I actually did that. And then it also shortens the amount of work I need to do for my subsequent workshops.
Yes.
Yeah.
And less.
But I realized I did that way more long ago. Yeah. Because I had repeated so many workshops that I could have just used that. Yeah. So that's one in a way how my technology part, because I will have to do editing.
Yes.
Yeah. Like filming, editing, then putting it all in a PowerPoint presentation. I use PowerPoint a bit. I don't think it's probably not very savvy, but that works for me.
But yeah, definitely. I think actually it can make us more efficient, like for education actually, right? Because I think hearing from like how you describe your workshop, you really want to focus on how you can share this craft with your, like the communicating the idea is so important, like the steps. So like you used to demo it, but then now with this, really,
and I can really
idea,
make sure it's like sharp, like in focus, and I can zoom in, I can crop the picture and all.
Do you feel like you want to do more tutorials moving forward? Even I think it works, right? Even if you like take a hiatus, because all these things you can like do like
correct. That was my plan also for Pocket Kitchen. Like I envision like then I will have like next series of tutorials. Hopefully long, because it's been many years and I haven't done it. But all these things need a lot of
I mean,
a lot of action, I would say. I'm the kind that I think too much in my head. Yeah, I'm not an action. That's why when I say like, honestly, when I say I'm ready to like take a step back from iClay and let this no longer be my livelihood, because I feel that I think I need to come to terms that I'm not very suitable for self-employment. In terms of running my own business. Because I think it takes a certain, or you can grow into it, I also think. Or you develop a certain skill set where you are very accountable to yourself. You wake up knowing, I want to do this, that I really do it. Yeah, but I'm the kind that I kind of just like, don't do it, and especially if I don't have someone like breathing over me and telling me what to do. Yes,
I feel that we are like a lot of artists or craftspeople end up like, oh, let me start a business, like end up in this path, right? A lot of us, we're not business people, right? Like what we didn't realize, like you really need to be a business person to run a business, basically. Ultimately, at the end of the day, it's not just like we only have one part of the skill. So so some of us push ourselves to learn to be that business owner. But I think there are a lot of decisions that need to be made that conflicts with.
Correct.
Well, so it's very, very challenging to run the business. I think I'm also coming to that realization, like a business person can run the business like way better. Maybe like have taken it in a different direction really, like, but we still hold on to certain things like making and all the small little things that is kind of like preventing us from going to the next stage or so. But so things like that. Wow, okay. And now we are just interested to see how all different crafters and people think about this topic of AI technology as well. Do you use any AI in your work so far?
No,
not at all.
But I've been very surprised at what it can do.
Yeah, it is very. But also, like, there are like some talk about, like, let's say AI can generate any kind of image or stuff like that. Do you feel that it would replace craft in any, like, in the near future in any way?
I feel for the digital artists, definitely, I think it's a big threat. Yeah, because I mean, in terms of like commercial value wise, people don't have to reach out to you for commercial projects. Like we do see like government agencies, they just use AI, right?
Wow.
Like I want two person sitting at a coffee shop, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, they don't even need to like get someone to do it and like, and do I mean, a lot of it is like photographers and so they also suffer, I feel. Yeah. And in terms of our kind of like physical crafting work, right? I mean, one more relatable ones would be, because lately I haven't really seen how it affects us, but then I was just looking at like the IG Explore page. Then I suddenly saw like they had like very cute images of the, what's it called? Crochet.
Oh.
Yeah, so you can tell it's crochet. But when I click into it, so it's like you see someone crocheting.
Crocheting.
I don't know. Okay, they're crocheting something. But only when I click into it, then I realize something is weird with the old woman sitting there. Then after that, I do a bit more like what's it called? Like detective work lah. Yeah, then I realize, all these are AI. Then I don't know. I feel my instinctive thought is I just feel very sad lah. Like, like it's not really produced by someone. Yeah, and this is not an actual art piece, like not an actual piece that is crocheted. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think like I wonder if even if it cannot replace that crafts people's work, right? But I wonder if it is kind of a conflict. It can either help because like after you see this and you're like, I want to seek and find someone more authentic, like it's either that is a more positive take on it, but or you end up like just everything also don't want already, like it might you just reject probably this kind of platform altogether.
Or you want to, or you would think that is attainable.
Yeah.
But actually, like in terms of actual crochet work, you cannot really get to that kind of polished look.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Yes, that's true. So like it becomes like being exposed. I mean, now we're exposed to all this like visually pleasing things, like a lot. And then now you have AI coming in, and it brings it to another level again. Like because what was original, right? Yeah.
Because I think for us, I mean, aside from the actual products the physical products that, for example, for your pieces, right? There's also another set of products we have, which is our how would say it, like the digital ones, which is all the pictures. Yeah, all of these have value. Like when people follow us, they want to see like all these nice. Then so when you have AI, they also definitely replace the digital part. Because they can create.
Yeah, they can create. So they take away the kind of the attention from that would have been used for maybe a real person. Things like that. So just interested to hear your view on that. And also, we're coming towards the end of our podcast. And usually we will ask our guests this question, which is if you were to go to a deserted island, let's say you already have food and all that stuff, but you can bring one craft with you, what would that craft be? A craft that you want to spend time with?
So like meaning all the tools and the stuff for me to do the craft, right? I would say a pencil and paper. Actually, I like drawing a lot. Yeah. And I always admire people who can draw very well because I feel it's so accessible. Like for me, my craft has a lot of barang involved. I still need a toaster oven. Wow, you know how to bring all that. Yeah, so I feel like when you can just draw with a pencil and people, I think.
And also to ideate, is it like to like, the ideas that you have?
Yeah.
You always start
and I think it's very therapeutic.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just draw anything you want. Yeah.
Do you journal as well? Like thoughts and all, or is it just more drawing?
I don't journal, but I have like a book that I just write my to-do. Like I enjoy doing that. Like the whole writing down. Good. Yeah, but I
to be structured.
Yeah, if I can finish, then it's very good. Like that, the things that I write down to do.
a lot. The list goes on, right?
Yeah.
Wow, paper and pencil. You know, actually, that's also my answer. I haven't got asked this question yet, but paper and pen, is something that I would bring because, like, for me, it's like just to have a dream, and with the book, you can always know that you'll be sane. Like a notebook and a pen, like. As long as
I guess we can draw on the sand with a branch or something.
Maybe. But as long as you can still communicate with yourself, you will still feel like okay on the things that I mean.
That's part of your process, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Polkaros,
yeah,
you ideate with
ideate and like maybe like
you do more digital drawing.
Recently, I have Procreate, that kind like iPad, but I like to sketch. I always have a lot of notebooks with me, like it's over the years. But that's also something to deal with. Do you have a lot of notebooks? Like over the years, we've accumulated all the notebooks that I've been carrying around since Japan. But I think there might be a time that I need to let go. What do you do with the notebooks and sketchbooks?
Really a lot, your one.
A lot, yeah.
My studio quite big.
I can't keep expanding it.
You need to digitalize everything.
Maybe. Okay. Yeah, so these are the materials. How do you, I mean, like you say, all the barang that we have, right? It's like, we just keep, I mean, as craft people, we keep accumulating also. So that's also another, Oh yeah, actually we have one more question about sustainability. Yeah,
I knew it was coming.
do you consider like how your craft can be sustainable and stuff like that? Like the material,
For polymer clay, because it's actually a kind of plastic. Yeah. So definitely it has carbon, I don't know, is it called a carbon footprint in the environment? Yeah. But the good thing about my craft, I guess, it's miniature. So it's very tiny. Yeah. So for me, like even my own stockpile of clay, I really take very long to use it up.
Okay.
Yeah. So I guess if you want it to be sustainable, then cannot bake then you need to just keep reusing the clay.
But because it's small, it doesn't take up a lot of space and also the toaster, it doesn't use a lot of energy. I think it's still...
I think it does it.
I mean, not as much as kiln.
If you compare that way.
Yeah, it's still fine. It's like half an hour or so in the oven.
Around there.
So it should still be fine. I always go for like 3 days sometimes. No, I mean like actually 1 full day. One day to cool down and like...
What's the temperature?
The highest that we go is 1,200 degrees Celsius. And so it's very, very different, right?
Yeah.
So the clay really
130 only.
Transformed to a new state.
Yeah. That's why polymer clay is actually not clay. It's actually kind of plastic. It's just called clay because of the moldability. Yeah.
So I think even though you're going to take a break from iClay, I think you have done so much for this brand and also for the polymer clay miniature world, right? Because I just wanted to point out that we have like my assistant producer Kai who really loved your work, and since he was 12 years old, so you can see that your art has impacted like a young generation of people, and I'm sure he's not the only one also that like your platform managed to reach out to and inspire a lot of people. So I really hope that you can continue doing it also. I mean like at your own pace, but definitely the fact that you have been gifted this talent to create things that really like can reach out to people, I think is awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming on our podcast.
I just wanted to say, sorry, because I think this is a very nice way for me to kind of wrap up this part of my iClay journey. But like, because I've never done podcast before. So I was like, when your invite came in, I was telling my husband like, hey, like, because I've always listened to podcasts because it's a very good way for me to be entertained while I'm working on my things, because I cannot be looking at the screen constantly. So I love podcasts. So I'm like, then I was like, finally I'm invited into a podcast, because that's one of my dreams are to do things on
No
iClay.
way. I'm so happy to hear that. Wow.
Yeah, so when you reached out, I was like, yes, I'm going to go for it. Yeah.
So happy, yes.
I'm so happy to like just be able to talk about my journey so far to like kind of wrap it up also.
Wow, yeah, I think there's still a lot to talk about, and maybe we can catch up again next year. Hopefully,
sure.
yes. And also, like, to have a podcast where we can talk about like craft, design, like small business, all these things. I think is really like very, very useful for a lot of us, and even for me, because like, you know, to bounce off ideas and like to know that we're not alone.
Yes,
yeah. So it's nice to catch up and to finally meet you. Actually, like,
me
we've
too.
followed each other for a few years now, and many years now. But then like once in a while we will interact. But first time,
correct.
I'm so happy to have this conversation, this time to chat.
Deep.
Yes, very good. I hope everyone will enjoy, and I know they will enjoy this insightful conversation.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for coming on, and thanks for your time. Thank you so much, everyone.
Bye.
Hope you enjoy this episode. See you in the next one. Bye. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Our podcast is available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. You can also watch the full video on our Patreon. I hope to see you in the next episode. Bye.